The Lord said to Eve, "What is this thou hast done?" God knew the terrible chain reaction of hellish problems that would follow because Eve didn't obey. When Eve stood before the Lord, she blamed the serpent. She had no idea the terrible crime that she was involved in. Her act affected the life of every man, woman, and child that had ever lived thereafter. Adam and Eve, in trying to hide what they had done, used fig leaves, but it wasn't good enough for God. Something had to die for this crime. Some believe that he chose little lambs, something very precious and dear to Adam and Eve. These lambs were killed. God took off their fig leaves and covered their bodies with the skin of those lambs. This involved the shedding of blood. They were horrified. For the first time, death was in the Garden of Eden. The friendship they once had with God was now gone. He was no longer their spiritual father. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 22, Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11. God ordered them out of the garden. The earth was cursed, and evil things came forth, like thorns, disease, insects, wild animals, and snakes. Then came hurricanes, earthquakes, wars, and cancer. Sin had destroyed everything. Satan now had legal and spiritual control of the world. He became the god of this world. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Satan commanded the demons to take over the earth and its inhabitants for their new homes. Mankind was ruined. Children were born to Adam and Eve. It was a totally new environment. Innocence was gone. The firstborn was Cain, then came Abel, and then Seth. And after this, many more children were born to Adam and Eve. Adam lived to be 930 before he died. Genesis chapter 5, verse 4. The pattern was set. Since Satan now ruled the earth, he became the spiritual father of humanity. God showed us a picture of the human heart. It is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. In God's eyes, we all have one thing in common. We are totally deprived. Satan is everyone's spiritual father. Then how do we get out of this mess? Here is our only way out. Satan's deadliest enemy is the Lord Jesus Christ, the second person of the Godhead. Christ's duties, besides creating the universe, are to judge the church, the world, the nations, and the life of every man, woman, and child that ever lived. Romans chapter 2, verse 16, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10, Revelation chapter 20, verse 12 through 15. All authority in heaven and earth is placed in his hands by God, the Father. Matthew chapter 28, verse 18, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 20. Jesus Christ is called the Lord of Lords and King of Kings. Revelation chapter 17, verse 14. The Bible has given him over 300 names. Here are a few of them. We will now show you the tremendous struggle man will go through to decide who he will follow, either Christ or Satan, and the terrible price man must pay if he makes the wrong decision.